Alright, everybody. We'll be getting Snow in here shortly. I am co-casting with Snow. Oh, Mateau is playing. What the fuck? I have never seen Mateau play in League of Legends. Hold on one sec, boys. Oh, I am not. Snow. Okay. Apparently there is a big Recorded versus Techies game that somebody is currently playing in, and it's just taking forever. And that's why we are still waiting on the last player. I wonder if I can watch off the back of Snow. I cannot. I'm forgetting to do something. Oh yeah, post the stream. We'll be starting soon. Yeah, dude, I can't watch that.
You can't?
No, I can't find it.
Oh, it's over now, but I was watching. Guam was watching, so I was able to watch it by going off Guam.
I could have watched off the back at you. I couldn't, like...
Maybe. Well, whatever. Dude, that game was... Oh, that game was awful to watch. Oh, Jesus. It was just Techies versus Stark.
We'll get better games now, hopefully.
Yeah, hope. I don't think either of these teams are picking Techies. Then again...
You never know.
Yeah. So I think Pretenders are 3-3-2 and Gorillas are 1-5-1.
Okay, I should have to look. Yes.
Okay. So Pretenders are certainly favored.
Everybody on here too. The winner of this game is like huge playoff implications. Birdman posted about it the other day.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the whole thing because I'm not a math major, so.
I got the gist of it. But yeah, this match is pretty important, even though I think Gorillas are second to last in group. Well, I guess they're last in group because League of Bad's disbanded.
Nebula versus Freelogical was given a 1-1 since both teams couldn't schedule their series in the past 2 weeks and needed a total of 4 stand-ins. But we did not notice the implication that it would affect the other teams, Mr. Strix and the Mainlets and the Law. The ruling would be with the original score of 1-1, they are forced to play a BO1 for seeding, but now we are forcing the match to be played as BO3 to resolve the current issue.
Okay.
So it looks like the Nebula versus Freelogical series is the biggest one. And then Gorillas versus Polar Ass. Gorillas could not play their series and want to forfeit their game, which will give Polar Ass a 2-0. With that result, the chances from today's series reaching upper bracket have narrowed it down to only one possibility, which is Nexty, which they have to 2-0 the big juggernaut and second place finisher of Season 3, Toilet Bell. So, Toilet Bell versus Nexty was yesterday. I did not see who won that. It was actually super late.
Okay, so this wasn't one of the big series for the playoffs.
I have to ping Half because he wanted lobby. You should be able to see that the lobby's up. I think he has and stuff. I wonder if I can share the lobby from here. So do you know who won yesterday, or does anybody know who won yesterday?
No, I do not know.
Let me just ask them. Who won yesterday? So Pretenders versus Gorillas was supposed to happen last night. Got rescheduled to tonight. Okay, Half is just not paying attention.
Well, sucks for him.
Yeah, I give him a shot. You give him like a solid 2 minutes. Let me go look at the. I wonder if MX Wire updated the standings.
Ah, son of a bitch! I'm gonna have to do the thing after the draft where I have to restart my game. I'm stuck in player perspective.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hopefully,
well, you can just rejoin. So like,
okay.
Not too big of a deal. Nexty versus Toiletville. Who won that series?
All right.
Uh.
Faceless Void. I'm not surprised by the tiny band at all first, but then I see Faceless Void open. Is that a comfort pick for Swoop? Maybe.
The Void? I think the Void's just in general a really good hero in this patch. Like, it counters a lot of the cores that people are willing to go after.
That's true.
Just straight up.
I would just think that if you're going to first spin a carry, it would be spin. But I guess also Void's really good in competitive play because people coordinate around the Chrono very well. In theory.
Yeah, my assumption is the standings have not been updated, so I don't know who won last night, but either way, this is still a pretty big series. This is Group B, I believe. Yes. Wait, no. Pretenders versus Gorillas. Yes. Pretenders really needs to 2-0 right here, if I'm reading this correctly.
Would they not make playoffs if they don't? Or
so they're currently 6th. They have 8 points. I think it's based on upper bracket and lower bracket. If they 2-0, they go upper bracket. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah, this is a big series for them then. We will not expect anyone to be fucking around just because it's last week.
I wonder if there is like.
I've had a lot of people tell me Clockwork is completely broken right now.
Clockwork's really good.
I'm not surprised by that ban at all.
I'm not really sure why people think it's broken because the hero has kind of gone unchanged. Like for the most part, it's like a lot of small changes that have built up because Clockwork's like the only hero that I pay attention to for changes.
Well, I've been playing with Artorias a lot, and the short answer is you're a support with like 2,000 HP and 30 armor 25 minutes into the game.
True. They did change strength gain, I believe, like 2 patches ago. If I'm
okay, there's a pudge pick.
Dude, they are willing to screw around. This is very
or maybe they know something we don't. Have you ever considered that?
No, you don't pick Pudge when you know something.
Okay, Troll Warlord, I know that's a double king respect ban.
You don't pick Pudge when you know something. You just pick Pudge when you're not thinking about anything.
I'm assuming a Guam Jakiro. 5.
Guam Pudge?
No, Guam Jakiro. Well, do you think the Pudge is support?
Do I think the Pudge is support? Well, obviously it kind of has to be. I feel like Pudge mid is not a thing ever since Dendi doesn't really play anymore.
It wasn't even a thing back then. Dendi was just good at it. What about Pudge Pudge 3?
I think Pudge 3 is still.
I mean, it's not good.
It's one of the most niche offlaners.
But how about this statement? Pudge 3 isn't that much worse than Pudge 4.
They're gonna pick a Bloodseeker, I bet. That's what they're gonna do.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, I see that.
I think that's what they're thinking because Bloodseeker is like the really broken hero of this patch as well.
Yeah,
and they just want that extra damage. Or they're gonna go like Bloodseeker Magnus. That's like the other combo that's pretty good. But Bloodseeker Pudge is a classic, dude.
Overall, this is very much the patch of carries. We're seeing Lifestealer, Void, Troll, Spin, Band. I bet we're going to see at least another carry in this phase.
What are Joker's Fist sources? That's sketch. Joker's Fist says Toilet Bell 2-0'd according to my sources. So I don't know what his sources are.
And yeah, there's Anti-Mage, one more carry band. The Doom band,
they let it through. Like, I would have just banned it just to say, like, dude, like, this is so obvious. They have to pick it now. Right? Like, I don't think you just pick a Pudge on its own and expect it to excel. I think you just go, like, Bloodseeker Pudge in a lane.
Slardar!
Oh, dude, they do the fucking Slardar. Okay.
Not a bad lane, for sure.
Now, is Pudge's all physical damage? I think it's pure, right?
Why did they ban Lifestealer? They were picking Slardar.
Pudge does like no physical damage. What is this lane even for? I mean, I don't know what this Pudge pick's for. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I don't think you need the physical damage in lane because you don't get the amp until like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I think as long as it's a support that will let Slardar bash someone twice, they'll die. We'll see. We'll see how the lane
There's
goes.
so many other supports that do that better, though.
I mean, I agree with you.
Like Jakiro even would help with that. Like,
unless they're doing something incredibly memey like Slardar 1, Pudge 3, it doesn't look to be the strongest.
I've seen Slardar go a core. Like, that can be a thing. I've also seen Slardar go mid. It's just not great. I think you need...
Well, they have last pick on the side of Pretenders, and they do have some flexibility in their draft.
Mm. I do like the idea of Slardar mid because of the bonus move speed in the river. You can rotate really easily.
So is this Snapfire mid?
Oh, you do sound like you're super far away from your mic, by the way.
Is this better? Because if not, the problem is I don't have any furniture.
Oh, are you just in an empty room right now?
Pretty much. Well,
I can tell you're in an empty room right now.
Yeah, I need to get something.
Says, does Snow live in an echo chamber?
Yes.
Yes. Just buy like a blanket or something.
I do need to do something for that in the near future because I get people telling me that all the time. But
nah, just throw a couch in there or something. Go buy a couch off of Facebook Marketplace for like.
The problem is I have a couch, but I have nothing on my walls, and the ceilings aren't like popcorn ceilings; they're flat. So that's the issue. I need to get something for the walls.
Good luck with that. The sound foam is actually pretty cheap. Anyway, they are not going Bloodseeker. They pick up Pango instead, which again I have no clue what this draft is. So it's very strange. This is like four potential offlaners.
I think we're seeing a 5-4-3-2, and then they're gonna last pick one.
Why?
I mean, I don't know, but it looks like a countdown draft to me.
All right, count up. They could be going for the core Jakiro. I used to play offlane Jakiro. I think that used to. I don't know. It's not really great anymore, but.
Slark's great against Pudge. He likes those heroes he can get a million stacks off of.
Same thing against Slark, too. Or not. Jeez. Same thing against Jakiro. You can purge off a lot of the slows, and then, of course, into the Slardar, you can purge off the alt. So.
And Pangolier, I think he can still break Pounce with Shield Crash, but he can't break with ult.
Yes. And you can't get rid of the disarm, or can you get rid of that on Slark from Pango?
You can, I think. Let me double check.
Because that might be non-purgeable.
Yeah, it's purgeable.
Okay.
Alright, so Death Prophet ban.
That's actually a pretty good Slark pick. I don't know. The Pretenders draft just seems like you have 3 melee heroes at the moment, all in the middle of your lineup. The only hero that can fight at range is, of course, Jakiro, and then their only push is Jakiro right now. Their lanes are strong? Question mark.
Juggernaut ban. Spectre ban. I'm not surprised by the Spectre Jug bans. Basically, the last 5 bans by Dire have just been carries that are good right now.
Quap ban last 2. So DP Quap, well, I haven't seen DP in a while. But I haven't watched any of ESL in Germany. Like other than the first day, so I don't know if DP is back again or what, but
it's at like a 2/3 win rate in the Immortal bracket right now. But the pick rate's not super high, so it's kind of just a hero that's only picked when it's a good DP game, and when it's a good DP game, it's really hard to lose. It's kind of a cheese pick.
Sure. And so Pretender's just banning it out because, I mean, they have no counter push, really. Like, if DP is just running at you, they probably don't have a way to stop it.
Best thing they can hope for is a lucky hook.
Even then, DP just buys a Yules, and then you're all going to get hit by the alt. Like, ugh. Yeah, but this is, I don't know. The Pudge is such a big wrench in their lineup right now. I'm just not sure it's going to be quick enough to, like, keep up with Gorillas, honestly. Like, Pretenders doesn't have too much damage in their lineup either. It's like all sustained, right? Like none of it's burst.
Did this fix the echo problem at all?
Slightly. It's better.
Am I too quiet?
No, you're good. In fact, you
All
might
right,
be. Let me see. I wish I had a third monitor, but then I wouldn't know where to put it. Anyway,
Is this too quiet?
no. Whatever you had before was perfect.
10 seconds.
I don't know what you're doing.
So like this?
Yes?
So there's a knob on my mic. I don't know what it does.
Oh,
But I'm
maybe it's not
turning-
making a change. Maybe we're just getting placeboed right now. We could.
Yeah, I have no idea
leaving- Oh, that was so good. Leave it right there.
Right here?
No, back a bit. Yeah, whatever you had, it was like really good.
I didn't touch the mic. I didn't touch the knob.
Okay, whatever you're doing right now is perfect.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It did change. Like, I swear to God, it changed.
Oh
People
wait,
will
hold
hear
on.
this.
Okay, hold on. This is worse.
Yes,
This is better.
slightly.
I'm holding it in the air.
What?
Yeah, so this is better?
Yes.
Okay, well I'm holding it in the air.
Okay, the closer you are to the mic, the better. Is what I've noticed. Otherwise, you get more echoey.
Okay, how about now?
Now you're like right inside my ears.
Is this a bad thing?
I don't know. Is if stream is okay with that, then sure.
We won't know for like 5 minutes if they're okay, right?
I think it's a 3-minute delay because I was casting MD2L and they have 3-minute delays. So
Okay, all right. How about this? Is this reasonable where I am right now?
sure.
All right.
Whatever this is perfect.
Okay.
DK pick that is into a Slardar to get rid of some of that natural armor. You can't fit it into the lineup at this point, but I think it would be legit if they went ET on Pretenders. Nobody likes picking ET for some reason, but this is a really good ET game.
Bro, what about that Reddit post about the guy who got 8K playing ET carry?
Oh my god.
It's carry Slardar with
Didn't you
Techies.
say before this game, like, we weren't gonna get a techies? Like,
All right,
I vaguely remember somebody saying that, and I think it was Snow.
They're actually just stream sniping. There's no other explanation.
They're literally 2 games out of the upper bracket, and they're just like memeing. Like, I don't understand.
This might be partially my fault. I've been telling a lot of people that I think Techies is an extremely good hero right now. I don't know if Guam passed that on. I don't know if Rice Boy came up with this on his own. But
What?
if this is my fault, I apologize to everyone on the planet.
I just have so many questions, but whatever. It's just a meme draft. It's a cheese draft.
Wait, it's mid-pudge.
Yeah, because Rice Boy's playing it. Double King Core on the Slardar, and then Spence off lane Pango.
This is some insane disrespect, I think.
I don't know, dude. The thing with Dota is you pick whatever heroes. I took this advice from Clankers the other day, and he told me you pick whatever hero is gonna give you fun games. That's literally the only reason to play Dota. Otherwise, what are you doing with your life?
It's good advice. That's why I keep picking Earthshaker off lane.
Based Clankers. Play stuff that's fun. And Techies is not fun though, so this is like opposite of that advice. But
Oh, it's laning with Techies is a pure joy. He's so good in lane. But playing Techies is not that fun. It's just fun to be.
no, I never really understood it either. Like playing Techies, I think I played Techies like twice when I randomed it.
All right, I'm restarting my client.
Oh yeah, you do have to do that. I think you can join like right away.
I was
Yeah,
able to the
KTA
other
running
day.
bottom. This is kind of a strange build, but I think this is really common since you're gonna suicide anyway. You just go to the 2 gauntlets of strength plus the Orb of Venom.
Yeah. Well, Orb of Venom is debatable, but you just rush Soul Ring.
Rice Boy's going bottom, so this might be a core pudge and a mid. Yep, it's mid double king Slardar. Hype is going off lane. Should be a solo lane for now, but we do have a core pudge. Rice Boy. I'm not. The problem with this is you don't scale Dismember. Other than like buying an eggs, but like that's literally defensive. So like, if you could scale Dismember, I could see it being legit. But the problem is, it's just as flat magic damage per second. So you're not going to be right-clicking the entire time. It's like a 3-second channel duration in a fight. Like, I guess if you can take out the enemy core during a fight, it's awesome. But you're playing into a Slark. Like, he's just going to love it if you're standing next to him. Especially as a Pudge.
I think we've been memed.
Yeah, it's just a straight-up meme, and we'll see how the game goes. It's a terrible pick. That's all I'm saying. But
I think they're
they
going
know
for
that.
Techie's lane, maybe. Oh, not quite.
They do want to open with like a Budge Techies, but nope,
Techies
Techies is going top. Okay. I mean, in tri-lane, I guess if they were looking for first blood, that was probably the call. Just throw Techies bottom if anybody walks close, try and get a kill with a Pudge hook. But you know, Buffles and Have are just playing smart right now. Knave. Isn't that a name of a body part? No, it's navel.
I think this is Knave 117.
Well, I'm not going to say 117.
Well, yeah, I think it's just Knave.
That's way too many numbers.
Of course. However, you do have to call Jakiro United States Ship Guam.
Oh my
Full title. Head admin.
Can I just call it? I will say head admin instead. Yes.
I actually saw Double King take level 1 crush to secure range creeps mid. Very smart.
And that's a really dangerous spot for that courier. Anyway, mid matchup is going to be DK, Slardar, and I think Double King's fine with that. Like, 2 melee heroes in the mid lane. Usually Slardar is at a disadvantage, or DK is, but since we have 2 melee heroes, I think this is still slightly Slardar favored, but we'll see.
I think it's Slardar favored unless DK, Dragon Knight, not the DK player, unless Dragon Knight gets some levels going in the armor. Top lane Techies is going to have to kill himself. Look at all that damage onto the Slark.
Yeah,
that's
and
the thing
now he
about
just goes back to base and picks up.
He comes back ready to go, and he can bring everything for his off
He's
laner.
still level 1 though. Like,
that is true.
So he didn't get level 2 off of that, but he probably just waits until he can play some mines. Swoop is able to pop a salve though, but at least you're making him use his regen. At the very least. Rice Boy, I'm not sure if he's hitting these hooks. Like, I want to watch bottom so we can count just how many hooks, like the hook percentage Rice Boy is at. But
I've seen him miss 2 so far.
okay.
I think if he had lands one, they might have been able to kill Rubik.
We need a resonant stat person in here. Does hit the 100 Rubik underneath the tower, and I think this is first blood. Rice Boy did the lead perfect, and now he might just lose his life, though. Is able to pop a salve, doesn't even get canceled, and he can maybe chase down Buffles. Guam is going to try and go for a trade here. I don't think he can do this. There is a Scatter Blast very soon. Guam with the right click does go down, but Rice Boy getting both XP kills. I mean, I don't know if you really care about a great start for Pudge.
Top lane, the Wyvern.
He's going to get silenced up. A couple of right clicks coming out from KTA. The leap is going to miss. Running forward is Hype. He doesn't have a swashbuckle for another 8 seconds. Isn't going to dive that tier 1 either. And both will just pop a salve.
You know what we call that double kill bot? We call that 2 flesh heap stacks.
Yeah, I guess that's the scaling. Infinite scaling.
For infinite essence shift stacks.
Technically unhealable. Wait. Undamageable heal? Can't get rid of the health?
Ah, yes, if you get to that point. Oh, did you see that hook bot?
I did not. That seemed very strange.
He just hooked 180 degrees from his target. Sad. It happens to the best of us when you're point blank landing a skill shot. Sometimes you just turn away and cast it out your butt. Slark and Techies are just... He's just getting clicked.
I don't. The only serious lane is mid, I think. Like, that's just how I feel right now. There's a lot of damage going to this Slark too. Only has 1 tango to come back from this.
Yeah, he's gonna have to ferry some regen. He has a healing salve queued up.
Unless Hype wants to try and go. No, does get the disarm. He got a majority of that swashbuckle damage too. That was nice from Hype, but needs to ferry out a salve.
And you have to look at how scared the Slark has to play this lane. He does not have enough health to deal with a hero throwing 300 magic damage at him every 35 seconds.
Courier. We're getting to those 5-minute runes pretty soon, but I think they're going to go for a kill top. They do have another suicide, but Swoop needs to like get baited into a CS or something. Might look for it. A lot of damage out into KTA, but he needs to be a little bit careful how close he gets to Calypsis. Calypsis is confirmed the best out there. Oh, not quite enough. It, of course, doesn't silence you, so KTA couldn't find the timing for the suicide. But yes, Calypsis is documented as the best Wyvern player in the league.
Better than Artorias?
I have more casting highlights from Calypsis Wyvern.
Ah.
So, strictly based on that.
Of course.
They're just straight facts, I guess. The numbers. Pengo can't get out of this. This might not die, though. He's able to pop a Fairy Fire, and there's a lot of damage again into Swoop, but the suicide not quite long enough.
This double Wraithband build on the Pengo is weird to me, because it's not a hero
Jesus.
that...
Wait, what?
Just,
Oh my
landmine.
god! He runs into a mine that he couldn't see.
He could hear it, though.
He heard it go off, but that's like when you just say, oh shit, like, I don't know where this is.
Well, the other thing, I think if he ran it back, he would have just gotten suicided. Either way, he's down.
I mean, that pathing's just strange through the jungle here. I think the mine was probably just in these trees where you're going to run through but can't quite see. Level 3 hook bottom on Rice Boy. I am kind of surprised he didn't put 1 level into Flesh Heap early on.
It just gives a magic resist and strength bonus. It's not a very good value point anymore.
I feel like for the... Since he is core, though, the extra damage with
true.
the strength stat would be quite useful.
Maybe he is not used to playing Pudge core and did not consider that adjustment. But, yeah, certainly not a normal build for Pudge anyway. But when it used to be, you would go that because it gave health regen.
Mm-hmm. They might go for Swoop
going
again.
for the
Suicide coming
top.
in does not hit it, unfortunately. I think kind of just saw that coming on Swoop, and there's also a ward over here to spot this out.
Yes, that's a very good ward by the Wyvern. This is honestly how you deal with the techies in lane. You just need to see him using his blast off.
I should probably look at the CS mid. It's actually kind of getting dominated by Double King.
Yeah, it's really hard for
Normally
melee heroes
a core
to against
player.
Slinger.
I mean, he's got the Soul Ring running. I think you just kind of have to spam Breathe Fire whenever you want to get CS. It's about the only way. You can't really approach. We do lose Rice Boy again, bottom. And, well, that's the second death, but...
Stargate might go down top. He's getting a lot of damage, but he'll just be safe under the tower.
There's a lot of action in this game right now.
A lot of almost deaths.
That's techies for you. He gets low, but he can never quite get the kill, and then like late game you forget about the techies, and then everybody dies, and then they win the game.
All right, so Dragon Knight now has the Dragon Blood level 4, which will make it a lot harder for Slardar to bully him out of this lane. The gap in CS is closing.
49 or 50 to 43. Unfortunately, DK can't really rotate to the jungle and be as efficient as some other mids. I mean, Double King can't either on Slardar, but it's like you kind of just got to stick in this lane if you're either.
How is
one of
the
these
Dragon
guys.
Knight's name pronounced?
Eucla?
Eucla? Okay.
I'm guessing usually when it's just like a leading U, you pronounce the long U. Not a word like a Akla. I think it's Eucla.
Well, if you're wrong, it's your fault, and I'm just following your lead.
Yeah.
It's fine by me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This is why I like Slardar mid slightly. It's because you can rotate into these lanes so quickly with the river move speed.
Wow, with phase boots in the river, you're more than move speed. Capped.
You're more than move speed.
Yes, more than move speed. You are more than move speed, in fact.
You are.
I think Techies is going to go for a suicide here. He's got no health.
I don't know if he has a target, unfortunately. Jeez, I have missed so many kills in this game. It is impossible to keep up this. Rice Boy gonna try and hit another hook. Knave trying to dodge it, but he just gets him super close, actually throwing him underneath the tower, and that is gonna end up being his life. Rice Boy could die to the tower though, taking one more shot, and I think he is dead. Yep. Kill goes to what? Why did that go to Snapfire? Anyway.
Because You know why Dragon Knight didn't click him at all?
Rubik did, though. Rubik used this stun, but I guess Rubik never did damage. Interesting.
Oh, Techies is going for the suicide on Swoop. Oh, but he messes
doesn't
it up.
die, though. Swoop could have just gotten a free kill. But now he actually wants to back. He knows there's a couple of mines here. Is having a Sal, but doesn't quite have the 6. Hype's rotated over, going for the roll. Swoop dodging it so far, but eventually finds him. And now the rotation over him. Double King gets the stun onto Glimpsis. No, he actually gets lifted beforehand, but the mine. You can't back that way. The door is shut, and so is Rubik's. Hype getting the kill on that. Double King, very nice rotation. And even more bottom. That's another hook, I think? How did he get over there? What?
I would have to assume a hook. This is about the point where Gorillas has to accept, all right, they have a Techies. Our jungle no longer belongs to us,
but
you know?
here's the thing you accept. You're like, wow, okay, they're beating us early, but look at their core. Like, they have a Pudge. Like, all we have to do is just last to, like, 25 minutes and we win this game. Like,
unless he gets a lot of flesh heat.
And then he's pretty hard to kill, but even then, how do they push? Guam might just die here. Is going to get slowed up by the DK. Euclid doing a decent amount of damage, hits the Breathe Fire. Not getting the stun quite onto Rice Boy, is able to pop the ult over onto Euclid. Euclid trying to turn it, doesn't have Breathe Fire for another 2 seconds. Gets bashed down by Double King. The slow coming through from Buffles. But they can't chase Rice Boy any further with an Observer on the high ground. There is a hook onto Calypsis. He doesn't have an ult for Rice Boy, but Calypsis doesn't have an ult either. Armor on top of him, gets the Rubik toss back down, not to the low ground, but does stun up Double King, and they get the kill anyway onto Rice Boy. And there is a suicide top. I caught it. I just felt something was happening top.
I'm telling you, man, Gorillas needs to understand that if the enemy team has a Techies, they cannot be in this whole like area I'm circling on the map. This does not belong to them anymore.
Just the warding's fantastic right now. Luca,
yes, for sure.
dude. It's Luca. Okay. Euclid. So technically it would have been right, because when you say Luca, the U is long. So Euclid would be the way to pronounce that. But anyway, Luca on the DK. Bottom lane, they might try and go for something. They do pop the snapbar out. Rice Boy taking a lot of damage here, looking for the hook.
Ooh.
Does connect a long distance hook, but they don't have any follow-up for the damage. Stolen roll here. I mean,
the
Rolling
Rubik
Thunder, one of the easier ones to steal. And I think it might just kill Guam. Yes, it does. You can actually use Fade Bolt. I should have known that. But
it makes sense, but it's so very...
Double King getting ulted up is going to get stunned with the cookie afterwards. The slow not coming through. They lose Calypsis instead. And that lot of rotations into the bottom lane is at least give Swoop a decent amount of space now.
DD Slark pushing your mid lane.
So this whole mess is all your fault?
But he will back off, probably because he's afraid of that Slardar in the Pudge. Look at where the Slark has to play on the map right now. This is not where you want your carry to be forced to sit.
Yeah,
and this ward has not been dewarded yet either. Techies might get a green mine.
I'm surprised on that, because you would assume that the Slark would be able to see. Yeah, they have vision over here somewhere, but he could assume that it's mines. There's a stun up, trying to follow it up with Double King, but I'm actually able to find this kill. Double King still chasing, needs one more hit, is able to purge off the armor. Double King is going to chase all the way forward until he gets vision. Back on Swoop, but he dies to a neutral creep. Somehow, some way, I guess that's just karma for picking the Techies.
Where'd he go?
Karate, I'm very happy you asked me to cast this series.
What the fuck, dude?
This is thoroughly entertaining gameplay.
How did that... That was the... What?
I don't know if it's the Midas or the fact that Double King is a carry main, but he has the most last hits of Slardar.
It's probably the Midas. Also, yeah, he's just used to playing that role. Hype is just gonna drop, get annihilated bottom. Hook into Luca. I don't think that's what he wanted. Guam's gonna get ulted up as well from the Snapfire ult. Not quite yeah, it does. It hit most of him. So, we'll drop there.
Nate has been very on point this game with his spell steals in the fights.
Now mid lane too. Double King is back. Can't quite bring down that tier 1 yet. It's a little surprising to see a tier 1 tower be so unhealthy when you have a DK on your team, and then you look at the other tier 1 and it's basically full healed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But the DK is doing his job. He is pushing a tier 1 result right now. Link on the DK. I don't know if that's news. But certainly
Quick blink.
set them up.
Still, they did finally get a D ward back in their own jungle. KTA placing more mines over here as well, but he is spotted by a ward on the cliff. And they also have a sentry on his current ward.
Was he spotted?
Yeah, they have a ward on the high ground right here, so
Oh,
they know where he's placing mines.
Yeah,
this
okay.
ward's also gonna get dewarded. I think it's underneath. It looks like it is. Calypso's actually running over to get that right now. He's gonna find another one too. Decent amount of gold for Calypsis there. So look for another tower top. And I mean, I said they didn't have very much push, but they're taking these towers early. They do have to rotate a lot of bodies to make it happen. But Guam is also horrible at Jakiro. What is this build, dude? Everyone knows.
Are you really bold enough to criticize the head admin? They could end poorly, sir.
Yes. Unfortunate. Dude, when he's playing Guam, or when you're playing Jakiro, like, you don't... What is this? This is garbage.
I'm told you're supposed to go 2-0-1 into 2-4-1.
Yes. That is usually how you do it. Depending on the second level in dual breath is pretty necessary. I can also hear arguments for maxing dual breath first, but maxing liquid fire after dual breath that's a yikes. KTA does drop. There's a couple of mines here. Maybe had a chance to kill Luca, but Luca's pretty tanky. Calypsis has an Invis rune over here. Not gonna get spotted, so Rice Boy just gonna continue to farm.
Very bold from Calypsis here. He's going for a deep ward, it looks like.
Yeah, they might be able to spot Swoop. Looking for the hook is Rice Boy, but the leap on time didn't catch him out of the air mid lane. We might have a fight brewing as Jakiro ult. And that's a Rubik Jakiro ult, actually. There's a nice ice path over onto Calypsis. The max range connects and they get the kill. This is the thing, Guam. He's an ace when it comes to hitting these ice paths. Every single time I've been casting him playing Jakiro, it's like, I don't know where he's coming from, but he's so good at hitting these ice paths. But then he doesn't max ice path. Like, what are you doing, Guam?
He's not a hero spammer of any kind, but he's played a lot of Mirana, so comparatively Ice Path is pretty easy for him, I think.
I don't think the two spells are comparable, but okay. KTA might just die here. Yes, he does.
I mean, if he can land Arrow, he can land Ice Path, is all I'm saying.
Sure, one is definitely more difficult than the other.
Very good 5-player here, USS Guam.
Best in the league. He's also the owner of multiple most death records. USS.
Yes, he is. On multiple positions as well, I think.
Yes. In fact, looking back at the CDL record book, I think he has the most deaths like ever in that entire league, which is quite impressive. So
It was a Centaur. He died like 26 times. He's a high variance player. What can I say?
yeah, he hasn't. He's only died 4 times. I was gonna say 0 times, but he has died 4 times in this game. 14-13. It's still pretty close though. Like, again, you're playing against a. Oh, this is just a dead techies. Gotcha. Like, if this game is any close at all, you just kind of expect you're gonna win on Dire. Like, Gorillas is looking really strong. There's a buyback as well. A lot of TPs coming through bottom. Guam hits another ice path onto Knave, but I don't think they can actually follow it up with anything. Instead, Snapfire ult coming through onto Guam might just kill him off, but the range not quite enough. There's the roll from Hype. Needs to be a little careful here. He can't actually roll down the cliff. Needs to not get it stolen. Instead, they got the Macropyre stolen. Guam just gonna drop, and they still haven't found a single kill yet. Nave's gonna get chased down. There is a suicide there. KTA dropping a little low. Calypsis might chase him over into the trees. Do they have a stun for him? They do have the Pudge ult, but they need to get on top of Calypsis first. There's the hook. There's the mine. Not actually getting set off there. Riceboy gets the kill, and now we're still going. Double King wants a little bit more. There is a cookie to stun him up. He is gonna drop. Does not get the disarm. Actually gets disabled. Hype popping out the defusal on top of Swoop. Brings down the Slark, and Buffalo's not getting hooked, but actually hooks the techies into the creeps. Barely surviving the creeps right there. Riceboy has to be careful where he's throwing that. Cookie missing again. Trying to get the mine kill, which he does. Still gets stasis. Looking for another ultimate mine right there.
Gotta respect
Finally.
the attempt to kill steal from the techies.
I always max Still Breath because I'm a lane pushing Chad. That's right. Guam is not a Chad though because he maxed Liquid Fire right afterward.
Oh, almost the hook onto Wyvern there.
Honestly, Riceboy is pretty accurate with these hooks. I mean, that one on his own teammate still works out. You save KTA.
Blink up on the Pudge.
I think a blink on the Pudge. At least he didn't go like... I remember back in the day when Pudge mid was more played. Is Pudge still the most played hero, by the way? I think so, right? I don't see it as much in pubs, like, anymore. But then it must just be, like, lower brackets get more Pudge picks, honestly.
Well, like 99% of the player base is below 5K, so I don't know what you are at, but I think you're in the neighborhood of like 4K to 5K, right? So
I think I'm 4.6 right now.
yeah, so you're in the general neighborhood where you're like, you're not the average player. So you have higher than average pubs. People don't pick terrible heroes as often. They only do it like 2/3 of the time instead of 100% of the time.
That isn't, well, unfortunately, that's a missed hook from Riceboy, who has that fusel. They're going to try and get the blink stun from DK. Luca. Guam was really passive with that ice path. Second guessed it a couple times. Suicide bottom to kill.
He suicides and then blows him up.
He doesn't get XP for it, but I think you take the kill. That's 500 gold on a techies. Mid, they're trying to bring down Hype. They do get the slow coming through, the stun as well, but the ult from Riceboy, and there is no lift to stop this. Calypsis is instead here, getting a couple of right clicks out. The heal is there as well. BKB popped from Luca. They want to try and turn this with the Snapper ult, but canceled up on Riceboy. Getting another swashbuckle from the Rubik, but Hype following that one up with one of his own. Double King dropping as well, but the rotations yet again. They only have 4. They don't have their Slark, but they can continue to take these fights. A hook from Naves connects onto Riceboy, and they will chase down one more, taking USS Guam, and I think they might just get the return for Nave, because Nave was screwing around with Riceboy trying to hook him, and now Swoops finally showed up to the party. Riceboy looking for the TP out, does not have the leap, so this TP not getting canceled.
Is under attack.
4 dead for 1. Nave, you hit your hooks, but unfortunately that means you die.
Now let me explain why that was actually in favor of Pretenders. +1 flesh heap stack.
He has 10 now.
Ray's top tower has fallen.
He has 10 now. You're not wrong.
Middle tower is under attack.
Certainly a very good fight for Gorillas. That winner's curse onto the Slardar, I was skeptical that that was the correct person to use it on, but
Dude, they
Is-
made it to 25 minutes. I think if we had Dota Plus, I don't have Dota Plus. I should swap our network. I don't have Dota Plus, but I'm pretty sure the win rate's got to be something like 99% right now. I would put it at like 99% right now. I don't think I trust this Radiant lineup anymore.
you want me to tell you what the win percent is?
What is it?
It is 67%
What?
for the Radiant.
What? All right, that's even more mind-blowing, but I mean, it's pretty 50-50 then on Dota Plus, I think.
First, you're bold enough to badmouth head admin Guam, and now you're going to badmouth Gaben? Hello?
Oh god, you're right.
Do you want to end up in a gulag? Like, what's wrong with you, man?
I've done it a couple times in Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure I'd survive.
Yes, that's exactly what'll happen.
Just gotta win my 1v1.
Smoke is coming out top. But it looks like they're just going to get
I think
vision up.
they're smoking on the other side too. Gorilla's looking for one of their own. They do have the ult from Calypsis as well as a gem even.
Double King needs to be careful here.
is pretty far up, but what's their initiation? They need like a blink stun from DK. Luca looking for it, gets the stun. Do they have any follow-up? There's the lift. A blink from Nave, actually. That's a pretty slick pickup. Stolen Swashbuckle as well, does not connect. Double King still running up. He's so tanky. He got that River Regen, but he still drops to the ult of the Snapfire. Hype just rolling through the neighborhood and is not going to open his doors.
He tanks the gank. Not who you want to tank it. Actually, he's probably his team's only real carry, so not good. But at the end of the day, it's better than them initiating and getting, 2 or 3 kills. So it could have gone worse. Because that smoke, I think, could have been catastrophic for the side of Pretenders.
Is under attack.
The Echo Saber up on Swoop now as well.
He's going into BKB right now. That makes sense.
I think I'm not sure how they already used the Macropyre, so that is a decent amount of defense, but another creep wave they have to deal with. I think they're just gonna back up on Gorillas.
These Techies bombs are making it hard for them to actually take objectives on the side of Gorillas, because one red mine one-shots everything besides the cart, and once Techies gets Ags, he can really keep pressure up on side lanes. And of course, if they go try to push those lanes out, well, if they don't have detection, they run the risk of just feeding to a mine stack. So look at this. Look at these stacks up here that Techies has.
Wait, where are you looking at? There's like a couple different ones.
Up in this, near the Dire top tier 3. The jungle.
Oh shit. I mean, you did say they basically can't come around here at all to farm.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
I think Luca...
He sees the Dragon Knight. He's hoping so much right now. I know what's happening in his head. But Euclid will not take the bait.
Is working on the eggs too for KTA, but it's going to take a little bit. There's Roche up as well. They have the starter, so it is a pretty quick Roche. Apparently, Dota Plus is right, Snow, because we're still decently close.
Tower is under attack.
Although I just don't... How do they push this over the edge, though, is my biggest question.
Pretenders are actually still up in net worth and I think objectives. So, yeah, they're definitely up in objectives. They're up a tower and a Roshan.
It just feels like, sure, you can give these techies mines kills, but they still just don't have... Oh, there is a toss mid from the Snapfire that leads to a kill on the Guam. Eggs up on Buffles, and not a bad timing for that either.
Dota Plus
Dead
now
on
says
target.
it's 77% for the Radiant.
Okay. This is such a cheesy game.
You know what it is? It's the Guam factor. Dota Plus knows.
It's the Guam factor. He might be MVP of the series by the end of the night. Luca maybe looking for a stun. KTA trying to get the suicide away, but does not have mana. So there's a dead techies.
This is a really early gem for Wyvern. I know he's had it for a while, but it's still a really early gem on the Wyvern.
Tower is under attack.
Maybe they were running low on sentries and felt the need to buy one. Maybe they thought they could group and push, but not with that Aegis on Slardar. He is a behemoth. And right now their tier 3 is getting pressured top, so they can't even go high ground.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They won't even get the tier 2. Wyvern had to teleport back.
Tower is under attack.
I think the other thing is, until they get a tier 2 on the side of Gorillas, they are pretty much going to be down both outposts. Because, as we said, they can't really get to their own outposts, and they can't capture the Radiant outpost, so it's a lot of map control that the Techies is providing for his team right now.
Still, I mean, they're down in kills, but they're up in gold. I think that's just kind of what you expect from a techies, though. I mean, the techies kills aren't, like, often, but when they do happen, they can be pretty devastating.
And extremely entertaining. For the Techies and the casters, not the other team, of course.
Oh, is Swoop actually Salem? Is that what Ka is saying right now? I'm just assuming because he said look at Salem's tag and it does say Ka for admin, so there might be some conspiracy there.
Oh, maybe Salem's his real name or something. But this is the swoop that I have on my friends list.
Sure.
So it is the real swoop player.
The real swoop. I have like 3 different snows now on my friends list, so that's nice.
Am I at least number 2? Number 2 favorite?
Well, you were number 1 for the longest time. Actually, you weren't even on my friends list for some reason. I thought you were.
I don't know.
I think this has happened before.
Changing the subject.
Yeah, anyway.
Swoop doesn't have a neutral item. That's wild, huh?
That is very strange. Very interesting.
It is strange he doesn't have a neutral item, and nothing else is strange. I've won multiple games where I just forgot to get a neutral item. Oh, Snapfire goes down.
That is a dead Snapfire. Only the support, though. You still have an Aegis on Double King, but it just feels like they don't really want to do much with it.
Oh, Lord. We're about to hit 80% Radiant favored. Because right now the favor... It's 78. I just saw it tick to 79% Radiant favored.
You really think that Dota Plus is right?
I mean, I remember at the TI it was introduced, the casters would disagree with it literally every time. And they were wrong more often than not, I think.
Guam is able to force that out of the leash bottom, but he is going to get lifted almost immediately afterwards, going for the TP out from Invis, but Calypsis is there with the gem. So
yeah,
there's no
unfortunate.
escaping that. KTA has the TP, but he's trying to cut the wave, I think. It's
Very
actually a
bold.
big brain play by KTA.
For sure.
They don't have Guam to lay down a Macropyre, though, so I don't know if they can kill off this catapult before. I have one more creep here, too. Is able to cut the wave, but yeah, you still have a catapult. There's a blink forward. They're trying to find Hype as well as Rice Boy. Going for a kill on Calypsis, but it's the damage not quite there. Hype running forward, looking for the hook. They actually kept the kill as Hype has a blink. Ult up on Rice Boy in 6 seconds. Going for the TP away. He's got a BKB as well. The hook misses. Had a BKB, though.
Tragic.
Just unfortunate. I mean, wait. Hook does not pierce BKB, right? So I don't think that would have mattered, like, anyway.
It doesn't pierce. Oh yeah, it does.
Does it? Does it still pull you?
Yeah, but it doesn't
It
stun
doesn't
you.
do damage, right? Or it doesn't stun you.
It doesn't stun you. However, BKB would have ended right when the hook hit, I think.
It does pierce spell immunity too. Okay. Interesting.
I know you can hook a BKB at Allied Enigma for the Wi-Fi black hole. It won't interrupt the channel.
Oh god. Now he's missing a lot of them too. But don't worry about it. We do have a DK flying in here through Snapfire Airlines. Guam is going to get jumped, is able to get out of that with 4-step BKB pop from Swoop after he purges off the Pudge. Pudge just running right back in with the BKB of his own. But I think they might just jump for more. This Double King does not have his BKB popped yet. Is able to pop it, turn on Luca. Luca's going to be their first target who doesn't have a BKB. Hype locking everyone down, chasing forward as Double King. There's the heal from Calypso, just making so much space, but it only takes time for them to bring down Swoop, and I think they just chase forward onto Luca. The hook this time connects. No escaping, no TPing, and it's 3 dead. Both cores gone. And we're just getting closer and closer to that ancient dying. Apparently Dota Plus is very accurate.
89% Radiant.
Tied at 24 kills. And about all you can do is that on Snapfire. Blinking forward is Rice Boy. Ooh. Not even close on that one. Just got juked out. Really kind of just overthought it. Hesitated. Rice Boy is able to walk over, go hit out the Rex. They don't have a Slark for another 15 seconds, and now they don't have a creep wave either. Able to blink forward. Rice Boy connecting onto the Snapfire. Can they get a return? Yes, they do. Calypsis with the save yet again. Not going to get a kill, but at least you save your offlaner. Buffles just walking out. You get a nice stun on Rice Boy as well. Maybe Slark can come over and hit him, because Slark has respawn, but I don't know how much he wants to fight. He's got a BKB up as well. Guam is so far up here. But he is able to back off. They did lose their gem. I'm not sure if the gem's back in their base or what. Snapper. Oh my goodness. Sniped from across the map, Buffles. Not even a single tip coming out.
It just the fuck you to the techies.
I'm not sure where this gem is at. They must have picked it up on somebody. Do you see the gem anywhere? Oh my goodness. Baffles just... Well, Techies always gets the last word, Snow. And today we learned. Swoop
Again.
is really afraid of Guam here. There's only 2 heroes here for Radiant, but they're still fighting. There is a nice stunt following up from the Rubik, and I think they just bring down Guam. Everyone getting a bounty, and now Riceboy walking away with the BKB. Double King actually got one of his own onto Luca. Calypso's popping the heal on himself. Riceboy still alive somehow as Swoop can't really find a target in this fight. Getting the stun on Double King is Luca. Double King returning it with one of his own. There's an ult onto Calypso, who does have a heal very soon. Ult very soon. Can he bring him down? Yes, he can. It looks like Riceboy is going to fall afterwards, though. The Cookie stunning up Double King, and now they can focus back into Salem. Swoop not getting the disarm on top of him, trying to purge this away. Does he want to turn this? No, the suicide is right on top. They lose the Slark. Mind connecting as well into the ult from Calypsis. Maybe they get a kill on the Double King. Yes, they do. The stun is there. The breathe fire hitting the last hit onto the Slardar. Now they can focus Knave. KTA dodging the stun there. I thought it was flying out, but it might have just been a right click. And I think that might be it. They are going to go for a little bit more chase. The blink is up. KTA just trying to plant as much as possible. Not quite bringing down Luca, but he is pretty low. Guam rotating over. There's the stun. The swashbuckle not quite connecting. Guam going forward. Misses the stun. Guam misses the stun, and he's gone. DK gets away, and they lose Calypsis. But not something you're used to seeing from Guam, surprisingly, as Rubik is going to get stunned up, is able to steal this ult as well if he wants to turn this, but I don't think he's going to have time for it, because Riceboy is just going to kill him.
The ult chat's coming out. That's twice in the game that Dragon Knight teleports out pretty much in front of the Radiant team, and they just don't land their stun.
Always wide. No, Riceboy's was wide white, and Guam's was wide left. They just can't get it down the center. Do they just not like realize they're 2 games from upper bracket, or they just not care? I mean, respect for both, I guess.
DK puts too much pressure on me. Poor Guam.
He'll get it next time.
89% Radiant.
All right, what are the odds Guam gets kicked next season?
The same as the odds that the entire Pretenders lineup gets banned next season, pretty much.
So, what percentage is that?
I don't know, but I know that they're the exact
Guam,
same.
I feel like that's 0 because like Guam is literally admin, but this is Guam, so.
Well, no. I'm saying that if they kick him, he bans them.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yes. So I know that they're the exact same percentage value.
Technically not true, right? Because, well, actually maybe it is, because it's a 100% chance if he gets kicked that he will ban them, so it is the same. You're right.
Oh, Timeless Relic up for, I think Dragon Knight should take that. Maybe Rubik, actually. Yeah, it's probably better on Rubik than Dragon Knight.
I did say earlier that I was not a math major, so.
I'm a computer science major, which is like a math major, except I know less things.
Hey, dude, same. I just don't know how to do math.
I know like one part of math and nothing else.
I know the theory part, which isn't very helpful in 99% of situations. Guam is just immediately going to get dewarded right now. So he is placing up on the cliff right as Calypsis checked it. I'm not sure where the gem went, honestly.
Maybe neither are they. Oh, Radiant Fountain.
They get the stun onto Luca. Riceboy not anything to follow this up yet. Does need a 4-staff here out from Guam. Hype jumping in. No fear, but he lands in the broken spot to get stuck for a little bit. Hook missing. Hook connecting from Rubik onto Guam, but No follow-up after that. They do throw Luca forward. Rice Boy looking for the ult afterwards. Swoop actually jumped into the low ground for this. Popping the ult from the Slark is able to get some hits out, but now he's just going to chase down Guam. Swoop popping the BKB. There is able to invis there. Rice Boy getting hooked yet again. We've seen that combo a couple of times. The Swoop gonna get healed up. They have a stun coming out from Guam. Rice Boy gonna be the target for now, or at least Double King. Rice Boy hitting a hook on the Swoop. There is a Snapfire ult flying through, so maybe they need to back. A lot of damage gonna be coming from this. KTA is kind of just the lone survivor right now, still out in the open. It gets the stun from Luca, but now Luca's pretty far out. On the backside, there's diving underneath the tier 3s. They almost bring down Nave, but not quite yet. The magic damage isn't enough. Yes, it is finally Rice Boy gets the kill, but he's almost certainly going to die afterwards to the Snapfire eggs. Hype jumping forward with the swashbuckle back near the tier 2. Calypso's not going to take too much damage from this, as Hype has gone a little bit too far, and now Guam going to get spotted underneath the ward on the mega cliff right there. Calypso's taking a lot of damage from these mines. Needs to be a little bit careful how he approaches this, because there's more mines upcoming, but they do see most of them. I think he's actually going to live here. Yes, he will, and they do chase down Double King back towards the mid lane.
He's just so fast with the Ags.
They can get upper anyways, even if they 2-0. Oh, are they just out of upper bracket? Okay. Are they out? Okay, so literally these games maybe don't matter then, which is why I picked a Techie's Pudge, but
although according to Dota Plus, it's a very good strategy.
Apparently.
The thing with it is that it's, I think it does some kind of rudimentary machine learning, and it's just fed data from tens, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of games. So it doesn't look at like abstract stuff. Like it just looks at the game state, in a mathematical sense, and predicts how likely people are to win based on all the other games it's seen. So it's way more likely to be accurate than you'd think in some really bizarre lineups, because it just knows the math,
Mm-hmm.
But it's the Ags on Slark for the double pounce and mega range, very good this game.
Yeah,
that's not adding too much.
I mean, we've gotten to the point where it's kind of just up in the air who wins this, I think.
Well, Dota Plus strongly disagrees.
I mean, I'm taking Dota Plus into account, but I'm minusing like 20% from their Radiant odds. Is what
okay, that's true. All right, if you want to look at it that way, that's fair enough. It's I don't know. It's gonna be rough for. They still don't have a tier 2 on the side of Gorillas, which means that they're still gonna be down 2 outposts pretty much.
It's really hard for them to push.
Right.
Like
the Rubik has remote mines.
Well. Oh, Rubik stole remote mines. Ooh. Nate got an opportunity. Yeah. He's got the eggs as well.
And it will last for about 4 more minutes. 4 minutes and a
I don't think he steals anything else. Oh my goodness. KTA.
Oh no.
The
karma.
Miss. And Rice Boy is going to end up hitting his own teammate right there. Guam probably going to drop here into the Breed Fire. Rice Boy is going to be the next target. The hook connecting on the Hype. Nave is just going insane. He's got the revenge kill, and now he's getting all of the revenge abilities out. Nave is finally going to drop as they get the buyback from him immediately. Luca turning it around, throwing the stun back into Double King's face, and I think the Snapper ult should be able to bring him down. The regen not quite enough, but this is an Aegis. He is going to come back. Rice Boy doing a lot of damage. He's up to 4k health. He's so hard to kill. He's so damn tanky. Do they have another stun? Luca 1 second, but he will back off. The ult stolen from Pudge out onto Spence as Pango drops, and I think going into the high ground, they're going to try and chase this. Double King's on a cliff. He can't get down. He doesn't have a blink or anything. He is able to get rid of some wards up here and maybe look for a TP, but he just doesn't have a target right now. Rice Boy is right underneath him, but there's nothing he can do. They finally get Vision on him, and now Double King trying to turn and get a kill onto Swoop. It's not quite enough damage, though, as he is able to get away with the cookie. Now thrown back onto the low ground, is able to pop. I think that's an invis. Do they have Vision? Yes, they do. Swoop almost dying. Oh, my goodness. What the
dude?
Jesus. This is just classic Techies game.
That's a dieback, by the way.
What can you ask? Yes.
That's a dieback.
Yes. Oh my god, KTA. I think he might. I don't know if Calypsis can get this kill. We'll see. He's able to get over, trying to run back to his mines. Can he actually hit these? Actually, just gonna die to creeps. KTA still slowing some on the ground. They're just 1v1ing the supports in the bot lane.
Two men beating the living dog shit out of each other. No help, no team.
Yeah, they're not even rotating. Nobody is running down here. KTA is still down here.
Just honorable men fighting. You gotta love the respect for the game.
Sure, Calypsis maybe now goes for the TP out, is I think the call. KTA still just playing with him. Finally, I think Knave might run down, go for the Mind Steal. I think that's exactly what he's looking for. We'll see if KTA spots us. I don't think you want to give away remote mines again. Finally, you get a TP from Rice Boy as well. Still sitting in the bottom lane is Calypsis. It's going to be a 2v2. Calypsis TPing out. Rice Boy might continue to chase down Knave. But Knave looking for a TP. Rice Boy looking for him. Does get vision. Goes for the ultimate. And I don't know if he has damage. He can just... Oh, he just pops BKB. Hits the hook, and that is a dead Rubik.
Well, it's a 5-second BKB anyway. If it gets you a flesh heap stack, might as well.
Yeah, he's up to 19 now. 4.5k health on the Pudge. Dude, this is like breaking my mind. I don't know.
Oh no.
Like,
The techies went Bloodstone. I don't think that's the item on this hero anymore.
I think you can buy whatever you want on techies. No, like the abilities are the only thing that matters.
That's true.
Techies is one of those heroes. You can buy Meteor Hammer if you want.
Kayasha's pretty good on this hero, unironically, I think.
Yeah.
Get around
I
faster.
could actually see that. Also, your right click's insane if you can scale it,
True.
but it's pretty hard to scale. You don't have any talents for it anyway. Hook does connect on Eclipsis, but immediately Luca with the blink stun. Eclipsis just popping the ult, the Snapfire eggs on top of them. I think they're gonna get a stun silence. They're trying to bring down the DK, which they do. There is no buyback on the DK, and now they're gonna lose swoop. I think that might just be it. No buybacks on the cores. Calypsis has used his hype, just chasing them back into the fountain, and they missed the hook just barely. Rice Boy is able to slow down Calypsis slightly, and I think they will just chase him over into the trees. Yes, they do. Hype getting the last hit. They've somehow done it. Calypsis calls GG. They win the cheese game. Apparently Dota Plus is better than me at Dota, is all that I've learned.
What the hell did I just watch? Very excited for game 2.
I don't know what I just watched. That was a game of Dota. That's why we watch them.
Certainly a very entertaining one.
Is there any like big brain analysis you got from that game? Because I have absolutely nothing.
So there is one thing to point out, and shit, I already forgot who was playing what.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, no, I got it. Okay, so KTA was he was the techies, right?
Yes.
He was doing what he was supposed to do when they were pushing high ground. He was putting the minefield sign on the enemy high ground because it's somebody has watched Slax's video on techies or just watched Robot Vice play techies or something, or maybe he's just a degenerate techies spammer and he knows for himself. But anyway, if you put the minefield sign under the enemy tier 3, you can get a green mine stack on their base, and they can't the melee heroes cannot defend the tier 3 because there's a minefield stack there, so it makes it really easy to siege. But Rubik had green mines, and when he went to do that, he exploded one time, which I don't think he was expecting. He went to place a minefield sign and died to the minefield. That was, I mean, that's something that I've never seen before. That was very funny.
Ultimate counter right there.
Yeah.
Unknown counter. Well, I don't know if we'll have the same cheese in game 2. I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle. I will be right back. Snow can do whatever Snow does in between games.
Make sure to subscribe to twitch.tv/USSGuam. It's the best way to support the cast. I'm truly baffled by everything I just witnessed, man. Hopefully we see some other weird shit in game 2. So I'm looking at the standings to see if they do or do not make upper bracket. Okay, it looks like they don't make upper bracket no matter what. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if people can hear the siren outside my window, but they're.
Dude,
Oh, it's right there.
you badmouth Guam and Gaben, and the sirens are coming for you. You're getting arrested.
Apparently, it's because they won that game.
While you were gone, I was just making sure to tell people to subscribe to Guam's Twitch channel. Best way to support the
Gotcha.
cast.
Best way to support the cast. Yep. You're not wrong.
Wonder if we're gonna see. Do you think we're gonna see another mega meme lineup or no?
I mean, part of me hopes so. Part of me does not. So,
I mean,
that's my opinion.
the thing is, you only get so many chances to cast completely stupid lineups like that,
Dude,
you know?
I could just go cast pub games, which I do, and it is dumb lineups. Like,
That's true. Fair enough.
but this is like a competitive, stupid lineup. So, you're not wrong in saying that there's a difference. Because mostly, when I cast pub games, it just ends up someone starts feeding after like 20 minutes and it's a complete stomp. That was a 40-minute game. That's relatively close with the techies and a pudge. Like, that is something you don't see often, even in pub games.
At TI6 on the main stage, the only games that Wings lost were with Pudge Techies lineup.
Apparently, Pretenders did what Wings could not. And that means Pretenders is going to win a TI.
I mean, have you seen their players? How could they not?
Guam is going to be a TI winner at some point. Like, somebody write that down.
I mean, he plays enough to be one.
Hopefully he gets it someday. Someday, Guam.
Who's your MVP? I always do this when I'm casting. Who's your MVP for the winning team that
Dude,
game?
That's such a like trap question. There's no right answer. Like, you really think that game has an MVP?
For this game in particular, it's rough.
I don't think that game. It's just when you draft like that, it's kind of just you get lucky, right? Like,
Maybe I would make an argument for Double King for being so farmed on a Slardar. I don't know. It's difficult.
I could see Double King being.
I think Calypsis played really well on the Wyvern though too. He got some really good curses off that game.
Calypsis is one of the best. I told you, dude. He's like resident best Wyvern player in the league.
And he also man fought at techies for 30 seconds and lived to tell the tale. So that's another thing.
That is true. I have no idea.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, you know what's happening? They're literally like right across the street. Oh my god.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Guam must have been over there. Oh, they shut it off. Okay.
Dire team pick.
Okay. They do just say, Calypsis, you're too damn good at these bird heroes.
I mean, yeah, he was very on point that game. You know, Knave Rubik as well.
That was pretty impressive. I think he, percentage-wise, he hit more hooks than Rice Boy. Obviously, Rice Boy hits more, but...
Yeah, I think you might be right. It is easier as Rubik, though.
Yes, totally.
Got that low cast point. I'm
Radiant
not sure about the Phoenix ban, but well, yeah, I don't know about the Phoenix ban, but the Wyvern goes out, Void goes out, Tiny goes out, and after the last game, I'm not surprised by any of the rest of those. And Spirit Breaker, that's a Guam hero, but he's not playing 4, so maybe they're letting him play it for once.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Do you think they go this full cheese lineup again? Because like Spirit Breaker first pick seems like kind of a cheese.
Maybe they'll go for the Matryoshka doll lineup, where you have like Pudge, Snap, Lifestealer, and then Pudge eats whoever the 5th hero is. Lifestealer infests the Spirit Breaker. So then you have Pudge who gobbles them up another person, and then you have Snapfire throws them in, and then does Pudge still have the gobble up as his Ags? I think he does.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, the Matryoshka doll lineup where you just have Bara, Lifestealer, and Pudge +1 and a Snapfire Ags bomb. It's very, very funny and not very effective. But if someone's not expecting it, they just have 4 heroes on top of them and they're stunned for like 5 seconds. It's great.
Yeah, but then why you have the Spirit Breaker? You can like make that anybody, right?
I guess the Spirit Breaker can separately take in the Knights, but I guess you're right.
5 seconds remaining.
The Knights can just infest the Pudge.
I feel like you pick a Centaur in that lineup.
True. Wisp. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. I can dig it. I don't think we're gonna see the IO Gyro that was really popular a year ago. But...
Okay, so I can tell. All right, I can't tell, but I have a theory that somebody on Pretenders watches like
10
the Jenkins and whatnot videos.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenkins just made a video about how Wisp offlane is actually really strong right now. So we might see a Wisp 3. We'll see. I don't know that Hype
That's
plays
a
it.
really early prediction, but I don't think Hype plays enough to like practice
Yeah.
the Wisp 3.
But the TLDR is we're basically in a 4 protect 1 meta right now. So
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it, but it is. That's what it is. And the Wisp, well, he uses his spirits to farm the enemy jungle really fast and
I
safely,
don't think it's
and then he rotates the push.
it's not as heavy of a 4 protect one as it was like
Oh, for sure.
Radiant
when it was last
back.
the big thing.
But it was like 8, which is before I played, like 8 years ago or something.
Yeah. Like it's not as strong of. I think there's more diverse set of lineups in there, but usually what it comes down to is whose core is going to come online faster.
Yeah. The best carries right now are just Spectre, who is the consummate late game carry, and then Sven, because he has built-in Battle Fury, and then everyone else is just a hero that builds Battle Fury and is good at it. Because it's just, you go Battle Fury, you farm up
Not
while your
even
team...
necessarily Battle Fury. Sometimes it's just Mask of Madness, and you just use that to farm.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I'm talking about like your anti-mages, your Phantom Assassins, your Trolls, your Jugs.
5
It depends on the game too. I think Battle Fury is kind of turning into Midas, where it kind of you have to determine at some point in the game what item you're gonna build or what farming item you want. Whether it's gonna be Mom, whether it's gonna be Battle Fury.
Yeah. Oh, there's also Void. He can go Battle Fury, he can go Midas, but he can also just go Mask of Madness, MKB, and solo kill like any hero in the game during Chrono.
Yeah.
So we see the Phantom Lancer ban. Makes sense. He can always dodge a charge. That Prophet again. Maybe it's a respect ban because they banned it last game as well. Dragon Knight. They don't want to play it against it again. And on the side of Gorillas, they take out 3 really good hard carry. Well, I don't know if Drow's really good, but 3 hard carries. They don't want Double King to have a good game.
I think that's fair. Double King,
mean, I
like,
would-
they put Double King on a mid Slardar Snow, and he still carries, not even carries, I guess, but still just, like, out farms everybody in the game. Like,
He has very high game impact.
what a
Very
player.
good player.
What a player.
But he wouldn't be able to do it if he did not have USS Guam enabling him.
Yes.
Not a biased cast, by the way.
I don't know why you're so high on Guam, honestly. It's pretty sus.
I was on a team with him for 6 months.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Got to do it for the
You're
boys.
still on a team with him for MD2L?
No, that's Mike and Guam MX Squire and Guam are on a team.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I was wondering why the hell you weren't on that team. Because
Well-
Half is on that team too, I think.
So the last team I was on was me, Turtle King, Nara, MX Squire, Guam. And MD2L, I'm on a team with me, Turtle King, Nara, and Mike and Guam are on a team.
Radiant team picked.
So when we scrimmed against each other, like, hey, look, we got the tacos back together. But it wasn't the reunion we had hoped for.
You guys do need to get the tacos back together. Be like OG, just come back and win it all.
Yeah. Well, I think they made finals. I think I quit during the semis
10
or
seconds.
quarters, and then because I thought, oh, well, we're playing in a few tournaments. You guys will just get a better offlaner than me. But then they got Guam offlane. So
Dire team bow.
Could have gotten hype off lane.
anyway, they
I like this Pretenders lineup a lot, but it just seems like they can't get consistent results
Radiant
as
team
compared to like some of the higher teams.
Bounty Hunter, Ursa. Man, I would not want to play against this Pretenders here draft. God, these are such annoying heroes. Literally, if you show on the map, you're getting charged and tracked, and possibly a relocated Ursa joins them.
Yeah, and they have a decent amount of squishy heroes too. Problem is they don't have a lot of lockdown for Ember Spirit at the moment. They just have the one stun from Spirit Breaker.
It looks to be a 3 bounty, and I think. Wait, hold on.
3 Spirit Breaker, 1 bounty, mid Ursa.
Who's the 5?
They're gonna pick a 5.
Maybe it is Bara 5. I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
It is again one of Guam's best heroes.
Is it?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, speaking of stuns, you can't miss for Guam.
Guam's play style is he just runs at people. It doesn't matter how far or ahead or how far behind he is. He just runs at people. Spearbreaker's perfect for him.
Dire team pick.
And that's why I think he's a high variance player, because when he has an advantage, he presses it really hard. But when he is at a disadvantage, he keeps trying to press the advantage he doesn't have.
It's a good point.
But hey, that made him the perfect lane partner for me. I'm only there to make the enemy carry uninstall. I don't care about winning the game. This axe pick is it's pretty good against the Wisp and Bounty, I think. Like, it's a good hero to just get on top of Wisp, and usually he's going to be close enough to his ally that you might get a 2-man call off, which is pretty good.
Radiant team pick.
Okay, so Bane 5. So mid Bounty, mid Wisp, carry Wisp. I think we're getting memed, Karate. I think we're getting memed.
Okay, I guess mid wisp is more
10 seconds remaining.
likely. I thought it was gonna be off lane Spirit Breaker.
5 seconds.
I guess we'll see
Or
in about
bounty.
we'll see in a minute or so, depending on how long they take to pick this hero.
I think they do a core bounty. I think the core bounty is a little bit stronger than I mean I could see a mid IO. Guam is probably playing Spirit Breaker though. You're probably right.
Guam can probably play Bane, unless it's a Rice Boy Bane.
It's a Rice Boy Bane. Be kind of a weird hero for Rice Boy again, but he did just play a hero that sits there and channels for like 5 seconds. But I mean that's a Pudge, not a squishy Bane hero,
Bane and Pudge are the same hero.
basically. If only Bane had a hook.
They pretty much have the same ultimate, just Bane's is better. Huh.
It's just longer range. Otherwise, yeah, they're basically the same. Although Bane's lasts longer. Actually.
And if you get to like level 25, it lasts 16 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Oof, that's gross. But I guess it also doesn't scale. It does a flat amount of damage per second.
But still a 16-second lock.
And
Yeah,
a-
you are saying like if it was a core. As a support, yeah, 16-second lockdown's legit. Like you have to cancel that.
I don't know if I like. Okay, so it is mid Ursa and carry Bounty. Wait, so who's the 3?
Dude, am I right? What is Hype playing?
Did I call? Hold on, let's see what the 3
What are you
is.
saying you called? I called it. What?
No, let's see if I called the 3. It's 3 Wisp.
Oh my
I called it.
god. Okay.
I called it off the rip, dude. As soon as I saw it.
You did.
You called the Bounty, but I called the Wisp core.
Although this might be a mid bounty since Double King played mid last time. We'll see what they end up doing. I think the Double King bottom or safe lane is more out of the box here.
I think I mean, I'm sure Guam can play Bane. Let's
I
be
haven't
real.
even like talked about Gorilla's lineup. Also, they mismarked the win, but this is a Guam lobby.
Well, I don't know about this Phantom Assassin pick. It seems risky, is what I'll say. It's really good in Wisp against lane. Fuck. Third try. It's really good in lane against Wisp, I think. I don't know. I haven't played the matchup, but seeing it in my head, I feel like PA would be good in that lane. And then the mid Ursa, it crushes Ember Spirit, right? So I think the PA is risky though, because if this Ursa just gets an MKB Abyssal, you're sad.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna have to ask Guam after the series which of their team watches the Jenkins videos.
That's actually a really good question. Probably my bet is Rice Boy or Double King, but it could be KTA too. Because I don't think Guam does play a lot of Dota, so we might be watching them.
Yeah, but
Who
that's
plays the most Dota in this series? Is it Guam?
almost certainly Guam. Did you know that Guam and MXY have over 2,000 games together?
That is not surprising.
MXY says it's
together a
evidence
bunch.
he has, it's the evidence. He says it's evidence he has the highest pain tolerance known to man.
Prepare for battle.
I've
Okay.
watched Guam stream before. It's pretty interesting.
So Hype 100% watches the Jenkins video, and I can tell because
Somebody
he went
told
over.
him. The thing is, like,
Maybe someone told him, but he went overcharge level 1.
he must.
So what you
Somebody either told him to watch it or he caught it.
well, yeah, I mean, I'm not either way, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think Jenkins makes some of the best content on for Dota.
But okay, I guess I haven't seen it, so like I don't know if this is legit.
Brax, I don't know if you know who that is,
Yes,
but
I do.
very, very. He's not like tier 1 pro right now, but he's very
like
good
2,
offlaner.
3. Yeah.
I've heard some people say Jenkins, one of them, that Brax has the talent for a tier 1 team. He just hasn't found a team, but that's subjective, and I don't know. That's just a statement I'm making. But
Yeah.
overcharge, you use it at level 1 as soon as the creeps meet, and you just push the creep wave, and you shove it under tower because you're a ranged offlaner, and you just out trade with your opponent because you have more creeps in them, and you need to get a few levels because your hero is not good if you play the lane like a normal offlaner at level 1, 2. So he should be shoving this lane level 1, I think. We will see what he does.
The battle begins.
See what he wants to do. Yeah, it doesn't drain your. Oh, this is how it works now. What?
It heals you, yeah.
I literally have not touched IO in the longest time, so I figured it still was like a toggled thing. And that's why everybody complains about IO becoming too easy, because now it's like, I mean, whatever.
Well, there's that, and also the spirits now only have a toggle.
Yeah,
They're either all the way in or all the way out, and you can kind of like feather finger it so that they bounce between 2 points. But
you used to have a lot more
it's-
control over it, sure.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fair, but whatever. It's only one button now. I think that's fine.
but people were complaining it's because they were taking away high skill cap supports, and then as soon as they did that, IO became a meta core. So
Yeah, maybe they want IO played as a core. Who knows?
it's
Although
very
I think they still have IO listed as a support, so technically that's not fair. But anyway, the win mark is wrong. If anybody asks, Pretenders is up 1-0. They might just kill KTA bottom as they get another slow up, but I don't think they have another dagger to actually get the kill.
top lane. They are rolling onto USS Guam.
I think if they block enough, this is a kill. Luca's still
Yeah,
following
that's
it up
fine.
with the slow. Double King just stealing some gold there, and yeah, they are going to back off.
I don't know if we pointed it out yet, but the axe is mid against Ursa.
I did not, and it looks like it's just owning right now. If he can get another spin, Fairy Fire popped. He wants to try and turn this. Can he get a spin? Yes, he does, but he dies to creeps after. It's still a win for Buffles, I think, because you get bonus gold as well as the XP.
Yeah, so the last time Ursa was like really meta, they nerfed his Fury Swipes at level 1 really hard. So if you know that, you can actually just trade really well with him at level 1. Even though you're psychologically always getting Fury Swipes Axe, I don't want to trade, but as you saw, the axe can do it.
1
Does
to
get
1
that
to
first
start
play.
this game. It
Dota
just
Plus
feels like
does,
that's kind of a gamble you have to go for, honestly.
Right.
Rice Boy doing it again mid. He's still going for this, but this spins from Buffles. There's 2 creeps hitting him. What
Dota
is
Plus
the Dota
favors the
Plus?
Radiant draft here, by the way.
Okay.
Barely. 53-47.
I think you favored the Guam team. Where's the Guam effect there?
It didn't account for it yet.
Not yet. So it's like halfway through the game, the Guam effect comes in.
It notices that Guam is just a talented player halfway through the game, you know?
Doesn't notice him until halfway through the game.
Yes, exactly.
Notices.
Oh, top lane.
Yeah.
Speaking of Guam.
this is why it doesn't account for it early, because
Oh.
he's probably just gonna dive right now. Gets the nightmare for a little bit of save, but yeah, that's just extending the life only a couple seconds. There is
Bot
a
lane.
charge bot. I don't think they can kill off the PA though, especially he gets a bash. Perfectly timed KTA.
That last hit was not a bash, by the way.
It was
but-
not, but the hit before.
Yeah, the hit before was. That was good. Yeah, this Borrow Wisp lane is pretty gross. Generally the best archetype. Oh, mid lane, the call onto the Ursa. He
How
kinda
many
can't
stacks does he
lane.
have? Up to 4 stacks. If he continues to get spins, oh my god, that's frustrating. Rice Boy does not have a salve either, while Buffles does. This is such like a... I think it's an RNG lineup, but the RNG is on Axe's side. Because it's just the chances. As long as you hit the Ursa, you're going to have all the creeps hitting you, since you're usually in melee range of them.
right. This Wisp plus like a beefy Brawler 4 lane, as you saw, is
Oh my
very
gosh.
hard to lane against.
He did cancel the charge there. I thought he would continue to go, and then they just all the way in with the IO, but yeah, they do back.
Now, Pipe will be slapping the PA with his balls to harass.
It's not,
Doesn't do so much
not
level
a lot
1,
of damage at level 1, yeah.
but it gets rough to lane against because they're very spammable at level 4.
They do just pop it again, trying to go for a kill on to Swoop. Dagger coming out on KTA to slow him down, make sure he gets frozen. Oh my god. The sirens are back. For a little bit, it's the whatchamacallit effect, where sounds get more quiet the farther away they go. I can't remember. Physics. You're a physics major, right? No.
Oh, my mic gives me the Doppler effect,
Got it.
but also I'm a computer.
Yes, I know.
Quick-
But
not quite
I
physics.
should probably know that. But I just
Also-
couldn't remember the name.
It's when it gets closer to you, it sounds higher pitched too. That's what the Doppler effect is. Mid lane, is he gonna commit here? He's thinking,
No.
nah. He wants
That would be kind of risky. I think as low as he was, it's level 3 spin, could potentially die. Bottom lane, they might just kill off Swoop as he jumps back in. They don't want to go too far underneath the tower, though, as they didn't have creeps. Look at... I think you were right. They're literally just pushing past their own creep wave. They just do not care where the creep wave is. Like, the equilibrium, nowhere near their favor, but it doesn't matter. Top lane, Guam getting rolled on. They're going to try and bring down Luca, but I don't think they can actually follow up for it. No action top lane, really, and that means really good things for Double King, because like you said, he's a high-impact player. He's up to 33 CS on top of the charts at the moment.
This Pretenders lineup really wants, or sorry, this Pretenders bottom lane specifically.
Oh my gosh.
kill mid. Just
Oh
gets
my
the calling
gosh.
blade.
Yeah.
Anyway, this bot lane really wants there to not be many creeps for Radiant. These two just want to kill the enemy creeps and then just use the creep advantage to just out trade them and dive them over and over.
Another charge bottom. KTA connecting on that. They get the balls coming out as well. Type is almost out of mana. He has them up to level 2. Just be careful where he pops his clarity, though.
If they group up too, then those spirits do twice as much damage because they damage each hero in a small AoE when they explode.
Knave gets the kick away bottom, going for the roll. He has a TP to follow up as well, so I don't think Guam can actually bring him down. Yeah. Double King's getting a lot of gold stolen too. I wish it showed it in the game. You can look at it at the end of the game, but still, it's like, what, half a CS right now? Every single time he hits Luca with that.
How does Double King just always have the most last hits of anyone in the game, even when he's Bounty Hunter against Axe?
Dude, apparently that Techie's Arc Warden warm-up game he played before this series was just a nice warm-up, is I think what happened. Rotation mid,
Mid-lane.
they are going to get the charge in. Buffles connecting on that. KTA gets a bash immediately. Rice Boy getting the last hit with the Fury Swipes. He will die, however, because Luca has rotate, but maybe KTA can get a follow-up. I don't think so, because he's just dying to the tower. Luca doesn't even hit him. He just fakes the right click.
And you do have to consider, that's a mid Ember Spirit, pretty much. It's a position 2. It was played top because of the matchup, but it is a position 2
Yeah.
Ember. So giving him that double kill.
Sure.
Ooh,
He did lose out on a lot of gold going top, though, I think.
for sure.
Like, only 23 CS at the moment. His mid laner does have 30... Wait. Where is his mid laner? 38. Of course, that's kind of a different matchup, though. I think Ursa just destroys the matchup against Ember Spirit, so
Right.
Axe can kind of handle it a bit better. Look at...
Well, the Axe-
do you
the
see
Axe-
this bottom lane?
Oh no.
Dude,
Oh no.
Dude, what in the
This is a
seven
disaster.
hells? I don't think they get a kill here. Hype is actually reconnecting. They get the balls flying out. Swoop gets a jump over. Top lane, they've killed off Knave, and they can't chase any more bottom. What am I watching?
The tactical nuke from Pretenders with the Wisp.
Oh, they do find Calypsis, but unfortunately don't block him. They could maybe dive for this, but this is pretty risky. KTA going to try and jump it over, gets the charge out, but he is very slow, still going to get frozen. Now Hype doesn't have a target to jump over to. That's a very nice chains combo coming out from Luca, and I think Hype is just dead to a couple right clicks. Swoop getting the last hit, and well, they're going to respawn at the same time and probably go for a very similar play.
All right, Swoop has identified that this is not a Battle Fury game because they would just get run over by the Styre lineup.
Yeah, so he's going the Deso.
I like that. I think that's very much the correct play here, especially because the Ember had a rough start.
So does Hype TP to the outpost and connect to KTA right now? No, he TP's mid. Can he get up there in time? No, he's actually just going to his mid laner. Maybe trying to bring on Buffles, but...
Dire structures are fortified.
The pings come out. The rotation.
Top lane. Oh, I just missed this KTA. They get the charge top, killing off Knave, and they've left PA alone just a bit. Buffalo's actually getting a call. Oh, where did he just go?
Fountain.
Back to the base.
I think that was a little. He jumped the gun there. Oh, 2-man charge from
Just a
KTA.
little
Very
bit
nice.
Early. I think he does. Yeah, he gets the double stun. Calypsis is going to fall. KTA, he just loves getting frozen in these. Guam is going to be the sacrificial lamb here, though, as they do get a 1-for-1. Rice Boy is back inside of this as well as the IO. Can they find a target? Yes, they do. It's Knave. He doesn't have a roll away. And it's 2-for-1. Again, Guam the only one dying, but I mean, it's kind of... It's the Pretenders lineup.
This should make my life easier.
Hype, it might be the first target here. They do want to chase forward. Luca does not have the chains quite yet. They get the dunk missed on Hype. So they don't get that kill, but the AL flying through. Maybe they try and get more onto Double King. They brought down two KTA and Rice Boy.
Why did that not hit the PA? Oh, God, I'm an idiot. AA is on the other team. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yes.
This is your analysis.
No, dude, just say, you're following my lead, and it was my fault. So, therefore,
Yes. It's your cast, so that's your mistake. Your stream.
I condone everything on this stream. Buffles is going to get charged mid. We do have a slow coming out from the Ursa. Guam is here with the ult as well. Yeah, he's just going to use it too. Can still spin in this, but I don't think you're really surviving this as an X.
Right. You know, I was skeptical of this no overpower Ursa, but with the lineup he has, it does make sense. He's still getting kills and getting damage off in fights just with the 404.
So, do you think this is the right item build for a core bounty hunter, though? It's going
Yes.
S and Y after the drums into
Absolutely.
MKB.
For sure. Move speed.
Mega move speed, and then the MKB is going to give you a lot of damage, probably. KTA almost charging top.
Your ult gives you insane bonus move speed, and if you stack it, you become the most annoying hero in the game.
Hype should be
'Cause-
able to...
He's gonna be super fast. He's gonna be super fast, and he's gonna be really tanky because he has an S and Y, so he has a lot of armor as an Agi hero on top of a lot of health.
Mhm.
Look at how fast he is already without the Yasha.
And that damage, too?
Yeah, this is the correct
400,
item
it's
build on
half
Bounty
of
Hunter.
Calypso's health right there.
it is truly the least enjoyable hero to play
Oh,
against.
they've just lost Swoop again too. Another
Wow.
big rotation. So far underneath a tier 2 even, but just no heroes there. Now they've lost Calypsis. Double King, he did half health before, and now that's his entire HP. And I think they might just chase even further. Luca is going to be the first or second target here. Is Hype actually TPing over into this? Buffles going to chase him underneath the tier 2, getting some spins, but it's not going to matter. The drums pop. They actually have 2 drums on this team. But still fine
And
with
the
that.
Wisp
Hype's gonna go
relocates.
back bottom.
Hype is playing this very well. This is exactly what Position 3 Wisp does. He rotates in for the fight with Relo, and then he comes back bot, and he just keeps pushing. The Spirits let you kill creep waves and farm the jungle
Yeah.
at the same time pretty efficiently.
And I think
It puts a lot more pressure on the map than you think
Mhm.
until you see it in action.
you can push incredibly hard too by just linking onto like a catapult or a range creep
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Guam is probably dead here. Does miss the change combo. The charge coming through. I don't think it's quite going to be enough as Calypsis actually gets the last hit. Now they're going to chase down KTA. He doesn't have a spin or a charge for quite a bit. Baffles going for the call is going to follow that one up. Not getting the dunk, but giving the kill to Luca. And again, essentially the mid laner. Double King getting another one, by the way. As they continue to chase, still no blink up on Buffles. Rice Boy sitting on top of the high ground. They want to try and find Hype. They're looking for the call. They get the slow. Buffles using the call. Can he get any spins, though? This isn't exactly the highest attack speed. Hype jumping back into his core, going for the kill is Double King, and he gets it. Gets the balls out. Swoop wants to go for more. Can he get vision? Yes, he does. He gets the leap over, but the ball's just holding him at bay. And I think they could just bring him down. Swoop's gone too far. Rice Boy hits the slow, and now it's on the Buffles because they have vision. He doesn't have a TP. The charge coming all the way from the fountain. They're going to finish this, I believe. Ulting in is Hype right on top of the axe. Can he get any spins? That might spell Hype's death, but no. Hype just walks out of the radius. Guam's even here too, late to the party, but still gets the XP. I don't know what that nightmare was.
He was trying to cancel him from going back. He was trying to nightmare
Is that
dodge the reload.
possible?
I don't know, but it's what he was trying to do.
Because you do turn invulnerable, but I don't.
I would assume no, because I'm pretty sure Guam timed it right there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying this like, oh, Guam's good. I'm saying that I think he just timed it right. It didn't matter. I don't think
Yeah,
it works that way.
I don't think it stops you. Similar to like Sendback, I don't think Nightmare
It's like,
stops Sendback.
Every time I play Underlord, people are like, oh, use Yules. It will stop that guy from getting Dark Rifted out. Nope, that's not how that ability works.
Yeah, you can only Force Staff, Magnus, Pudge.
If they're in the AoE, the only way to deal with it is Glimpse and X Marks, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, X marks. No, true. I was thinking items.
True. Wow, okay, look at this fight.
And this is very far underneath the tier 2. Luca needs to go for the cancel, but they don't have a stun. Guam is just sitting here with the Fiend script, gets the full duration, and now Buffles just has to walk out of this awkwardly. They do get a return kill onto KTA with the AA ult on top of that, but still, they're getting a lot out of this. Pretenders. It's like, even though they're cheese drafting this is still a really impressive series. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't call any part of this draft a cheese draft, or like even a meme draft, personally.
I think the only meme part of it is the Bounty Hunter core.
Maybe, but Bounty Hunter core is not that abnormal, is it?
It's I feel like it's pretty abnormal. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like not your normal core.
It's popping off though, that's for sure.
Yes. I mean, because
Well,
it's Double King.
I was about to say, it's Double King. What do you expect?
Like, he's going to farm and do something with the hero.
This man is very good at the
Get a
game.
nice call into Guam. Guam's just going to get exploded. Shotgun down by Calypsis. Now Buffalo might have just gone a bit too far. The stun coming through onto Rice Boy. They're going to get the kill onto Knave. Instead, Knave just throwing his life away to save his core. Now they want to chase down Luca, who has 3 charges up, but he doesn't quite have the mana. Not going to chase underneath. No, KTA just does not give a fuck. Going straight into the tier 3s, but nobody's stopping him. Able to walk away, can get to the high ground, but not going to get away with his life, I believe. Hits a nice charge there to stun a couple, as Double King taking a lot of damage now. You do get rid of the ultimate, or at least the invis from Swoop, as they get another onto Calypsis, trying to focus down Swoop. The Shuriken comes through, but the stun not quite in time. Knave actually rolls back into this, but Rice Boy is just farming right in front of their faces, and no fear in his eyes at all.
Now, the MKB next on Bounty. I'm not sure how normal that is, but it's a PA, so definitely the correct follow-up to this item build. Double King is I mean, we're in a 4 protect 1 meta. So when you have a team that gets this kind of advantage that pressures like this, if they have a hero that's supposed to be protected, what can they do? It's very hard to play this particular draft against that particular draft, I think. If the lanes go the way they did.
Oh, what?
So
Courier has been
Guam just gets a courier kill because Axis courier was just sitting on the cliff up here.
probably put it up there to deward and forgot to move it.
Unfortunate there for an axe, but they're just gonna go for more. The same spot we saw those last fights. Buffaloes is gonna get chased, and Rice Boy. This time there is not an ET to save the axe, and Rice Boy is just gonna go up into the tier 3s, getting exploded right there from the AA. A lot of damage coming out. We do turn it into a 2-for-1 as they get a Calypsis, but maybe they can focus down Swoop. Guam again with the Fiend Script. They get the kill on the Swoop. He's gonna pop the buyback. Knave rolling and gets a stun. Triple kill for Double King as Swoop finally TPs back into this after the buyback. Double King probably gonna drop here. No, he's able to walk away until the Sleight of Fist comes out, and now Hype has to try and make it out with his life. Not gonna happen. So the call is right on top of him. KTA left this fight a long time ago, and he still might just die right now because there's a TP bottom. Calypsis down here gets the ultimate. Not quite.
So I want to point out that the PA
Still chasing. Luca
wait, it's
misses the Sleight of Fist. Just barely. All right, I think that's it. Snow, you can continue.
I want to point out that the Wisp was close to Ags. That's scary. He did try to reload out his Bounty Hunter, but right at the last second, a Sleight of Fist chains came out that canceled the reload.
Oof.
Pretty unfortunate timing for the Wisp there. But even after all that, that was
Charge
barely
on
even.
Buffles. This
Wait,
is
that was barely even a
really-
1K ultimate.
Yeah, I think it's just because the buybacks.
Yeah, for sure.
Like PA bought back, and I think there was another one as well. We get a charge into Buffles as Rice Boy trying to chase down Knave, who does not have a role anymore, and that is a Dead Earth Spirit.
Look at how fast this Dire lineup is. Yasha drums on both their cores, and the Wisp makes them even faster. If I remember correct, it does.
Yeah, the overpower. I think that's just attack speed. It's not move speed though. Tether is the move speed.
Yeah, the tether on top of all this other stuff. Oh, it's gross. And Wisp moves as fast.
Luca is going to take a lot of damage here. Probably not die. Hits the chains as they get the charge into Buffalo's completely on his own. Swoop throws out a couple of daggers into the AL.
Nice
Connects on KTA. And now KTA dropping probably. As well as USS Guam. I think he's going to die. Yes, he is. Now Guam dead. Rice Boy wants to continue to chase as Double King still trying to find fights on the backside. He's just running into tier 3s. Does not care again. They've lost 3 heroes. But they're still trying to chase right now. Hype's going to get silenced up. Look at how tanky this man is. Eventually dies, but they brought down Swoop with the shuriken at the last second. He's stealing so much gold on Double King. They're spending so much just to kill off this bounty hunter. Who gets it?
He got an MKB.
Yeah.
I think if he was in that same situation with the MKB, he actually kills at least 3 of them. Oh boy. Instead of just the one.
I just don't know what's happening in this game. Like, the craziness has continued.
They are putting on a show. That is what's happening.
Guam needs to GTFO, I think.
Ah, yes. We've all been there playing Bane. See someone, just nightmare them and walk away because you were just trying to ward. Now I do think, all right, yeah, he's going BKB on Double King. So they might be drafting a bit memey, but they're trying to win. Like, they're not going stupid items.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a weird draft, but you still build the right items. You try to win. It's kind
Right,
of
yeah.
Yes, Artorias, but you are correct. This Bane
Artoria?
is the best goddamn position 5 player I've ever seen in NA. Even better than Pilot Eye. Guam has very big Pilot Eye energy, by the way.
He does.
Because he's
Except-
just dying to secure Roche right now.
Except Pilot Die is much more well-spoken.
Guam's pretty well spoken. Are you kidding me?
Dire's
No comment.
Okay, never mind. I forgot about Guam's history.
Wait, have you heard him speak?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
not
Just-
the event
I was just curious.
referring to.
All right. There is. Oh, they
Dude,
didn't even.
how can
they're
you
not
get
gonna-
away with shitting on Guam? You're literally like shitting on his voice right now. It's
Yes.
fine
That's
for
that.
you to do it.
Oh yeah, he's used to me making fun of how he sounds. I did it for 6 months when I was on a team with him.
Okay, gotcha. It seems like an incredibly great atmosphere for a team to thrive in.
Yeah, every team needs that verbal punching bag, you know. Ours was Guam.
Unfortunate. Either way, punching bags aside, do take a tier 2 top. I always forget to swap over to net worth. I was just on CS for 20 minutes. And yeah, it's kind of what we expect from a double king game. Like
He likes gold.
Yes. I really wish you could see how much gold he's stolen, but unfortunate. Charge from KTA does connect, but I don't think they can follow it up with too much. Calypso is pretty far out here if they want to try and follow this up with a kill. Yeah, they just annihilate him with Rice Boy. A lot of bursts right there. Gonna maybe chase this. There's a kick there from Inner Spirit Boulder, but it's really up to Luca if they want to initiate. And not quite initiating yet, but they are going to try and find Guam, who gets the Nightmare out. Still the chains on top of him.
He almost
block
dodged
this
it.
away, gets a crit, cannot turn it around. PA is just going to die. Guam again baiting a core, and this time they might get more as Nave getting stunned up. A nice call onto 2, though. They kicked them back into each other. Not really getting too many spins because they both don't have the greatest attack speed, but Nave is just going to drop double kill for double king. How many times have I said that one over the course of this season? Continues
I feel like
just
when that
rack
Axe
them
got
up.
the call, he immediately realized that he was the one in danger, not the people he called.
Yeah.
That MKB and the Janata crit and the slow attack speed, not optimal for a no blade mail axe.
Yeah.
He's actually going Vanguard Yules on the axe.
Fuels.
I guess
Weird.
it doesn't make sense. I mean, you can't lift Ursa during his ulti. Wait, yeah, because it gives status resist. Wait, no, never mind. Yules is a constant duration. Okay, it makes sense
Is it?
against Ursa. Yeah.
Oh,
Second.
did they change
So-
that?
So I'm 90% sure Cyclone is a constant duration.
Mhm.
Because as if there wasn't more stuff that you just have to remember about the game.
Well, you kind of have to remember that Yules is a constant duration, not that Yules gets affected by status res, right?
Yeah, I'm saying as if there wasn't enough exceptions to remember about this game. I think Yules no longer is affected by status resist. It's
God.
yeah.
But Tornado is.
Well, yeah, Tornado and Yules are totally different. Oh, bot lane.
Well, that is a good point. Guam is again probably going to drop here, but no, they don't quite have vision. They do. No, they finally get the dust out into the backside too. Double King might be the target, surrounded by 3 heroes, not
A
able
dunk.
to get away, but it's a 2 for 2. Can they get away? A lot of heroes here. Rice Boy and Hype getting his
Looks like
core
they're going on
shaped
different
up.
targets
They-
here.
Yeah, they completely split off, and I think KTA is going to be the only one going on Buffaloes who missed the call. Can they get a bash? No. How many hits does it take?
Top tower is under attack.
Anyway, to finish my shitty joke, Tornado and Yules are completely different. Tornado's a tornado and
Is it
Yules
a
is a
joke?
cyclone.
You're just spitting facts.
No, Yules is called Cyclone, therefore it's not a tornado. The
The
active.
active,
Yeah,
yes,
see?
but
Totally
it's-
different,
Dude,
totally
I
different.
guarantee the graphic is basically the same. The code
Oh, yeah.
that spins the hero in the air is probably the same.
I think you are correct.
Guaranteed.
Now, it's 28 to 35, but they're down 20k gold.
Yeah, are you surprised by that? This again, Snow. Look at the net worth. 2, look at the team players, the player names, especially the one above Bounty Hunter.
With
I
how
think
much
Rice
is in
Boy's just dead right now. Rice Boy might
He
just
is-
be dead
he is-
right now. Yes, he is.
Oh! The Aegis expired! Wait,
That was
did you do
perfectly
that?
timed Aegis Aspiring. I thought it was after he died, though. They do chase for more hype. Might just be the next target, as he's tanky, but he's not that tanky. Surrounded by 3 heroes. Buffalo's going for a call, as Double King got a kill in the background. Is again surrounded, but KTA trying to make a difference. They're just going to turn it on to Swoop. Double King with the double kill, turning it into more. Are you kidding me? A buyback through from Calypsis. Bash on the Nape, looking for a roll. Gets a kick. Does he have space for a roll? No, he does not.
The roll got canceled by the Shuriken.
What in the Double
Very
King.
good patience on the Fiend's Grip from Guam there.
Yeah.
He waited till he had the perfect opportunity and it turned the fight.
Just the damage out on a PA too. Just, I mean, Bounty Hunter Core is just owning this.
Anyway, I was gonna say I'm impressed by with how much time they spent running at heroes, how many last hits that they still managed to get on the side of the Dire Cores. I guess a lot of that is just they're pushing and the PA is kind of stuck in base at this point. But even so, they were ahead in last hits the whole game. Even
Buffalo's is going to connect. Does not get too many spins as he had to walk away so quickly, but still they get the kill into Double King. 500 gold. 16 and 4 on Double King, and they follow up with getting a kill on KTA as well. Mid lane, Guam is still pushing. Might get chased outside the base here. Slow is there. Does not have a Nightmare save this time. Out comes the AA ult, connected to a creep is Hype. As they kill. Oh no, he gets a nice stun. Double stun with the creep there.
Radiant's top
I'm
tower.
gonna go on top of him. Looking for the chains combo. Does not connect, unfortunately.
I think he pressed it in time, but the hero was moving too fast and was already gone. I think he used the chains during Slight, but Wisp just moves too damn fast.
They both went on cooldown.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a hard one to hit. Greater Fairy Fire drops for Luca. And I do like this item on AA, the Grove Bow.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely legit. Still have a tier 2 Essence Ring on Buffles.
I was actually just about to joke and say, well, once you get Ags, that Growbow really comes online. But this AA is actually going to straight Ags.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it still comes online with the Grove Bow. Like, you're still get a lot of use out of it. Probably the best Grove Bow character.
Yeah, it's getting relocated on.
Yeah. Do they
Now,
have
is
vision
that-
over here? Yes, they do. It's over on the cliff. Might be able to deward that one afterwards.
Okay, so this Wisp went for a casual Sange for the self-help HP region imp and is now going for a Holy Locket.
Respect. I respect
of
the Holy
course-
Locket pickup. I always complain about how nobody buys Holy Locket, but it's pretty fun to play with. I just wish it did more.
Artoria says it's underrated on Wyvern, but it's not an every game item.
I wish it was like you get 2 charges per spell use or something, because it just feels like you barely ever have spells if you're using it constantly in the late game.
Right.
Because usually in the early game you don't have too many engagements, so you can build up those 20 charges. Whereas, you know, you don't get a lot of spell casts around you. When
The Craggy Coat for the
Yeah,
Axe
fun.
is nice. Oh, Axe is actually getting an Axe.
I forget what that does, as we do get a call over on Guam again. He might be the sacrificial lamb, but the stun through. They're just ditching again as they initiate the fight, but they don't look for any more. The charge through onto 2. Can they get more? Luca might be the biggest target, but no, the kill off Calypsis. Trying to chase is Double King, gets the vision on top of the Ember. They're just going to push off the back side of that. It's 42 to 33, 26k gold lead.
So the Axe Ags is AoE move slow. Well, it makes Battle Hunger an AoE, and also makes it reduce physical damage, which very good item against this lineup.
Yes, if he can pick it up.
Yeah, it's that's
I
the
don't know if
mitigating.
he's going to have time. He still does not have the
Oh,
goals. Does
huge
get a nice
call.
3-man call, but do they have the follow-up damage? They do bring down Guam, but look at the damage coming out from Rice Boy, just bursting down Buffalo's immediately afterwards. Look at how healed this lineup is as well. After they get 3-man called, you think they're going to do a lot of damage? They're just running it into Fountain. It doesn't matter. Rice Boy is going to pay for that. What am I watching? They just completely ditch. Okay, they do kill off the racks. They ditch the melee racks so they could dive Fountain. And we do get a buyback from Swoop. Is Hype. Look at how tanky this man is. He is eventually going to die. But my goodness.
Now the PA might get a BKB now.
Yeah, the eggs on Io is actually pretty legit.
Very, yeah. I mean, you don't think of Wisp Ags as being on par with like a Radiance, but it's actually, I think, better for farming.
Yeah, I could see it. As Roche is up, they are going to try and go for it. I don't know if they spotted this on Pretenders.
Can you still
this is a really good timing.
Can you still blur and do Roche without it hitting you back?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Although he hasn't used it, so.
That was a very silly. Well, if he hasn't done it, I'm sure you
Guam
can't.
check
That was a
this?
very silly patch.
Does Guam check this? He's walking into Roche. No, he's not. He's pinging it.
Dire's top tower is under
They're saying enemy has vision. Guam. Oh, Guam. Oh, Guam. Oh, Guam. He just ditches it. Yep, he's not even going to go for the steal.
He would have. I'm sure he would have
Let's
gone.
get the
if he
sleep.
didn't
They're
walk in
TPing
a little
out. They don't want to follow this one up. What a play from Luca. Gets an illusion to hit himself to take off the Nightmare. He's able to get a couple of spirits away, but I don't think it's enough. Dodges out the Shuriken. Can they chase any further? No, they cannot. Is KTA still going for the charge? This is... Ooh, KTA. Yeah, he does cancel that. Okay.
Now, he's going Assault Cuirass on the Bounty Hunter. He does have Satanic, which is another very common item on Bounty Hunter late game. He's already so fast. He already do so much damage. He just want to survive and not be stunned. But I'd almost consider, because, you know, we're already kind of in a meme-ish draft. I'd consider the Ags to inflate those Janata stats.
Wait, what does this do? Upgrade Shuriken Toss applies Janata to it. Oh, yeah.
So make sure it can
Oh
toss
my
and pay more
goodness.
damage and steal more gold. But you know what? It's not worth it if you don't go for the Janata Gold Seal talent, and he went for the good talent instead, which is attack speed.
Yeah.
Because at this point in
But
the
you
game,
see
you're not.
just how he bursted down the axe right there.
Oh yeah, no, it's disgusting damage output
mean-
on this hero.
Earlier we were talking about the lack of attack speed and how that, you know, can save him into like really good axe calls. But I think we're at a point in the game where he's just he has a very high health pool, 3k health with a Satanic. Like, you don't really care if you get called.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, KTA almost ending up in that fountain.
Yeah. Still no Blade Mail on axes as well, which I'm kind of surprised by. Does have a cheese up. You get the chains on the Rice Boy. Rice Boy continues diving, gets the bash, and they're going to chase for more. This is a dieback on Swoop. Or no, he actually has the Aegis. Sorry, completely forgot about that, but he's probably going to die a second time. No. Well, I shouldn't say no because we have been known to dive fountains in this game. Nave's going to be next. Yeah.
Who can
Just
blame him?
team wiping in the fountain. Rice Boy dies again from the fountain, but I don't really think he cares anymore. What a series from Pretenders. Like,
Is under attack.
how are they? I feel like they should be one of the best teams in the group, but kind of just middle of the road in terms of standings.
Some people have told me. I have not watched many of their games. Some people have told me. Rice Boy has just not been winning his mid lane enough.
Mid lane. Well, speaking of mid lane, sort of mid lane. Do get the call from Buffles. I think they can maybe bring down one in USS Guam, but you know, if they get one, maybe they can get hype. So he has to dive back out. There is 3 gone as KTA might have just done a little bit too much, and the next target is Double King, but this is basically a raid boss at this point. He still has a Satanic. Look at that health just come all the way back. Unstoppable streak. Hype gets a kill on Luca with the balls, and I think they're gonna find one more on Calypsis. They're just diving the fountain again. Double King once more. Triple kill.
Satanic is basically an Aegis at this point in the game.
Yeah, and now they're gonna end the game.
Radiant's ancient is under
He's gonna kill some creeps, but yeah, there's no stopping this.
Anyway, I haven't seen their games. I just that's what I've heard is their weakness. It's just maybe some underperformance on one of their cores, but that was a very good series.
That was an incredible series. I think basically all of them showing that individually, I think they're one of the best like teams. They're kind of like Secret a couple of years ago, where like individually they're all really good at their positions, probably like some of the best in the league at their respective positions. But it's just
I mean-
like the outcomes aren't exactly what you expect from that.
I was on an RD2L team with Riceboy a while back, and he's a great player, but maybe he and Double King aren't the best pair because I seem to recall him being a little bit on the greedy side. And
I can see
King,
that.
Double King is certainly on the greedy side of carries, but the greedy side of carries is how he's supposed to play carry right now. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just a team chemistry thing. I don't think he's a bad player by any means. I think he's still one of the best mids in the league, but overall, highly entertaining showing from Pretenders.
Dude, that's an understatement. Like that was a fun series to watch. Like
I don't know why people hate techies, man. It made that first game so much more fun for me.
for you, for only you and the techies player. Unfortunately. Anyway, that'll be it for the night. We did go 2-0 for Pretenders in this series, so I don't think they make upper bracket, or I don't know if that's still... Yeah, I don't think they can make upper bracket or something. I would have to look at the actual standings, but the playoffs are set. Well, I'll actually wait until the announcements come out in order to like actually set in stone who is playing who, but still looking forward to it. Any thoughts? No?
Yes, make sure to subscribe to twitch.tv/USSQualm.
Yeah.
That's my closing thought.
Send
Thank
them,
you for
like,
having
a
me.
couple of bits as well.
Of course. Some donations, maybe.
Many donations. Check out Guam on OnlyFans as well.
I'm already on there.
You are, or you're subscribed to Guam on there?
I'm subscribed to Guam on there.
Okay.
It's great.
Good to know.
All right. Well, thank you for having me for the cast. This was the best series I've casted all season.
Well, it's the last one of the regular season anyway, so that's good.